emphasized that the unequal economic relations that existed between the colonial territories and the colonial government from Europe in Africa within the period of colonialism was what brought about, or was what laid the foundation for economic dependency of Africa by Europe. You know, African countries now depend heavily on European countries for economic survival. In fact, one key thing you should note, or you should have at the back of your mind, is even that today you find out that the economic interaction between Africa and Europe is asymmetric in nature. Asymmetric in the sense that it was not built on equality. The economic interaction between Nigeria and Britain or US, for example, is not built on justice, equity, it's not built on fair play. It is not built on justice in the sense that all the things Nigeria produce today and sell to countries abroad are not being determined in price by Nigeria. In other words, we produce our things and we are not the one that tells them how much we want to sell. So they determine how much we sell to them, and they also determine how much they sell to us. In other words, we don't have the power of bargaining. We will produce and we are at the mercy of them fixing price. If we produce barrels of crude today, they will be the one to tell us this is how much you must sell to us. And if we go to them to buy cars from them, they will still be the one to tell us this is how much we must sell cars to you. There is no mutuality in our economic relationship, in our economic interactions. And that foundation of injustice was laid during colonialism. It was actually laid during colonialism. And dependency theory argued extensively that asymmetric relationship is the reason why Africa is not developed, and that the underdevelopment of Africa is built on two solid foundations. One was as a result of the colonial experience, that Africa had, and that during this period of colonialism, Europeans came here and exploited our resources. And after exploiting our resources, they still built the foundation for economic interaction that will continue to be around injustice. And that has continued until today. In fact, this theory was extensively advocated, or espoused, or explained by one Guyanese writer, Wataroni, who wrote a book titled How Europe Underdeveloped Africa. Yeah, he said the underdevelopment of Africa is as a result of the fact that Europe came to colonize Africa and used the opportunity to steal African resources, and up to today they have continued to do the exploitation without being tired. Thank you very much.